DTI 5 is live, breaking down trades in 5 minutes or less. The patrons have spoken, demanding Jordan Addison. We have a 12-team Superflex, guys. PPR with a 1.75 tight end premium, start 10. Scott, is it going to be Jordan Addison or Baker Mayfield?
Man, I'm going to take the lazy way out here and just say this is construction dependent. I don't like to play games. I don't like to make trades based on coin flips. But that's what this is. It's a coin flip. It's a 50-50. If you like one over the other, sure, but it's probably still a 60-40, 45-55 type of bet. There's no leverage, as I would say, right, Alan? There is no third added to either side where I can feel better about doing either side of the trade, depending on what I need. I'll say this. I think Jordan Addison, as we'll talk about him later in the show, is the type of, I call him an innings eater receiver. He's got some pedigree. He was a first-round pick. He was good as a rookie. But there's numerous reasons to say he probably just kind of is what he is. Meaning if this is the type of asset that you have to give up to get something that you want or need, you can almost look at it like, would you pay a future first for Baker Mayfield? Some people would go, hell no. Some people would go, I would gladly give up a future first, a 1-for-1 to get a QB that I need. So if you look at through that context and you really need a quarterback, sure, but I think there's angles where I can get a quarterback cheaper. So if I had to pick, I would still lean Addison here.
Shane, I'm going to put this to you the other way. Don't think about this as gaining Jordan Addison. Think about this as you have a team, you're ready to compete, but you just don't have a second quarterback. Would you give up Jordan Addison to acquire Baker Mayfield on your team that's a playoff team?
No, I can do better. I mean, that feels like settling. You know what I mean? That is definitely settling for the first man or woman that comes across on a dating app that likes you. You're just like, sure. I understand that, you know, she's wearing like prison stripes, like, and she's holding a knife, but she liked me. So at least I'll tell, you know, I have someone to talk to. Terrible. No, I'm not taking, I like Baker. Last year was his ceiling, right? He went absolutely nuts the end of the year. And then you look up, where did he finish last year? It wasn't that great. Look it up. Not that good. Addison, I know, has a lot of hatred in our community because we're kind of snobbish. And we're like, well, how he got there wasn't really that impressive. He still got to an impressive number as a rookie. I feel like I could use him in something else and get a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield.
Scott, if you have Jordan Addison and you need a quarterback, what's the basic game plan? Again, just thinking about that you have Josh Allen, but you have nothing else. You have Jake Browning as your second quarterback.
I mean, if I have Josh Allen, I'm actually willing to go even more gross at QB and just play the volume game versus trade a asset that I know is probably worth a first. And when I say first, like I could liquidate Jordan Addison for some form of first round pick, whether it's 25, 26, 111, 110, 109 this year, whatever it is. I think there's flexibility in moving him for something different. As soon as I pivot to Baker, I've pivoted to Baker. He's my QB2. And like Shane said, he wasn't great for fantasy. So if I can play I can get Drew Lock for nothing, Jarrett Stidham for nothing, and collect those types. Okay, during week 1, when I don't have a QB, Allen, maybe I'm a little more desperate. But as we stand today, we're over 5 months away from me needing to set that lineup. How do we know I don't have a random starter for the first 4 weeks of the season where I don't need to move Jordan Addison for Baker Mayfield because I'm settling on probably a very low end, right up against replacement value QB in Baker Mayfield. So I just don't want to use this kind of asset to get a QB like that.
Shane, what if I changed the positional trading block here? And we went with a 12-team Superflex PPR 1.75 tight end premium, start 10. I'm going to say Jordan Addison, or do you want Jaylen Warren and the 206?
This is one of my fun. I like trades like this to talk about these because Jaylen Warren and the 206 by points, I'm sure you go on a calculator, probably equals Jordan Addison, but I don't like doing that. What can I do with that 206 after that is basically I'm trying to reconfigure and get another wide receiver that I really want. I can't add a 206 to a wide receiver and tier up significantly. I can add Jordan Addison in the first and tier up significantly at wide receiver. All that to say, because all we ever do is trade. I don't think we like holding on to any players as we go through this discussion is what I'm finding. I will take Jordan Addison. And I understand people that'll take Warren in the second, but nah, I'm good.
Scott, you have 45 seconds to tell me what you would do.
Yeah, I agree with Shane. I think if you bump that pick up to 201, 202, to where then I have a better shot at moving that pick Heck, if I have the 201, I might be able to move into the 111, 110. And then I draft the receiver that effectively is Jordan Addison without the last year's production. But I've accomplished what I was trying to get, which is essentially, how do I turn Jaylen Warren and another piece that gets me kind of to what Jordan Addison is? That's the leverage. If you're just taking the second piece as the 206 and it's such a devalued asset here, I'd take the Addison side. More I can do with it. Shane's right.
Lightning round, guys. Shane first. Jordan Addison is wide receiver 24 on Keep Trade Cut, or right around there, wide receiver 20. What will he be at this time next year?
Wide receiver 18.
Scott.
I'll go wide receiver 29.
All right. Let us know in the comments what Jordan Addison will be ranked on Keep Trade Cut at this time next year.